Hey, 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 Uncle Mark in the mothership. 3-string cigar box guitar. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is Mississippi John Hurt. This is Stacko Lee. This is a truly, truly wonderful song. It goes way, way back, even before this 1928 version that I'm using. There are many versions of this song. I did picked the 1928 version. So if you look on YouTube, you'll find that 1928 version, and that's what we're going to play with. And that is going to be the key it's in, and that's D sharp, and it's here. I'm going to show you 3 different ways to play it. I'm going to do it my way, which I do it kind of a finger style picking. Then I'm going to show you a strumming way, and then I'm going to show you a way to kind of cheat on it so you can get the same vibe. We're not trying to be Mississippi John Hurt. No one can be. He was one of a kind, brilliant African-American musician. But what we're going to try to do is catch the vibe that he was trying to put across with this story. As opposed to a song, it was more a story. So this is how I do it, and I do have a companion video for this. So here we go. Police officer, how can this be? You arrest everybody but Cruz Daggally, that bad man, that Cruz Daggally. That's how I did it in the companion video, and I think that catches the vibe of what he was trying to tell us and teach us and show us. So, what do we got going on? G, D, G, 42, 34, 24 are my gauges. They're wound electric guitar strings. I'm playing through a Roland Minicube, and at the end of this lesson I'll show you those settings on this Minicube. And it's typical Uncle Mark clean, little bit of reverb. So the key is D sharp, but how do we know where a D sharp is? So open G, G sharp A, B flat B, C, C sharp D, D sharp E, F, F sharp, and G again on the double dots. D sharp is here, and it's in between these 2 dots. So I think 1, 2, 3 dots and a fret. That's just the way my brain works. So I think in between the dots. Okay? That is totally your D sharp. Okay? This song has a D sharp in it. It has a G sharp in it. And it has a B flat in it. Okay? So, G sharp, or D sharp, G sharp, and that B flat, which I'm going to call an A sharp because you shouldn't have sharps and flats all mixed up together. So there's A sharp. One of these days we'll go into sharps and flats and why they exist and all of that crazy stuff. But just to let you know, if everything starts in sharps, keep it in sharps. So D sharp, first fret, G sharp, 3rd fret, A sharp. Okay? So we're just gonna play with our pick. Strum, bass, strum, bass, strum. Police officer, how can it be? G sharp, 1st fret, rest everybody, back to G sharp, D sharp, Cruz Daggally, A sharp, that bad man, oh Cruz Daggally. You can play this whole thing like this. Billy Delight, oh Staggly, please don't take my life. 1st fret, I got 2 little babies, D sharp again, and darling loving wife, A sharp, 3rd fret, that bad man, that cruel staccato Lee. So you can certainly do that, and it's totally cool, and you can even make it faster. So you can do a bass, jingle jangle bass, jingle jangle bass, jingle jangle. You can play it any way you like. Police officer, how can it be you arrest everybody but cruel staccato Lee? Bad man, oh that cruel staccato Lee. And so when I'm sliding around, I'm here on this D sharp, I'm between those. I go all the way to the nut and just bounce up a bump. Then I'm back to D sharp, and then I'm back to A sharp, or B flat. But I didn't say that. D sharp. So I'm just bouncing around between these 3 chords. There's another chord I want to show you, another chord shape. Another way to play a G sharp is this way. Same way, same chord. How do I get to this shape? D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp. Then I put D sharp and D sharp. So it's just like that D sharp, those 2 notes, but it's here. Okay? And to get to the A sharp, I go G sharp, A sharp. So here I am on G sharp, D sharp here, then I go to G sharp here, then I go back to D sharp, then A sharp, and then D sharp. So now we're doing this way. What I care about your little babies, darling, loving wife. You stole my Stetson hat, I'll take your life. He's a bad man, that cruel staccato Lee. And that's how I play it. So I just pick out boom, 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 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And you can just do that. Right? Or you can thumb fingers. Gentlemen of the jewelry, what do you think of that? G sharp, D sharp, A sharp, D sharp. So that's how I want you to think of this, okay? Or because a lot of times I pick thumb and there's my ring finger, so it's my second finger is that ring on it right there, because I might want this note and that finger can do that. So that's the way I think of playing a 3-string, is these 2, the thumb and that second finger there with my ring on it. And you've got a note here, that's an F, and there's a G. And with these notes, you can fool around here and go. And that's how I play this. So I already have my finger here, so I am D sharp, and I am A sharp, and I am D sharp here, and I'm putting my 3rd finger there on that F, right? And I'm going to hammer on up here. And before you guys get all crazy about tabs, 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 I don't do tabs. I listen with my ear. Okay? I just know the notes. So D sharp, F, G. So what fret is that? Well, we'll count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Third finger on 10. And there's 12. That's how I would start this. So I'm going to get really close so you can see my fingers work. Okay? I would do it with these two fingers. So I can come back. That's how I make that little trick. And then you don't have to really do anything here. But I like to add flourishes even to that. As complicated as this is, I like to add, when I get to this shape, this pinky move to the F. And I'm going to do this again on this A sharp. So you can see where I'm at. A sharp, F, F, pinky on 12. D, D sharp. So really slow, and I'll try to show you where my fingers are right here. It's hard to get my hands out of the way. Change. And it's not about getting the notes right, it's about getting the vibe. You know, it's getting that vibe right. That's what playing the blues is about, is just the vibe. If you get the vibe doing this, police officer, how can this be? And all I'm doing is thumb, two fingers. Rest everybody but cruel Stackley, that bad man. It's going to sound so awesome and fun. But, you know, all I'm doing there is thumb, two fingers. That's the way to start picking, is to just thumb and two finger it. And one day you'll start adding little things and subtracting things and find that style that I know you have. You'll find this, and it's a place that you have to go and find it. It's hard to teach that, but this is how the song goes, so just groove on it. This is Uncle Mark in the Mothership. Thank you so much for everything you do for me. I really do appreciate it. I have a PayPal link down below. It's paypal.me/Uncle Mark Tips. Thank you so much for everything you do for me. Seriously, thank you so much. $1 a show is all we ask. And I do have a Facebook page. It's a Cigar BX Blue. And I told you I'd show you these settings. So those are my settings. I have a little bit of reverb, very little bit of reverb, and my gain is just about nothing, and my tone is dimed. So a way to take away gain, if you want, is to turn your volume knob back, and that'll take away some of that gain. So thank you so much for everything, and we'll talk again soon.